This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Monday, May 15, 2023. I'm Gary Dick. The business of motorsports touches all 92 Indiana counties, and there are indications the state's status as a motorsports hub is on the rise. Rahal Letterman Lanigan is in a just opened $20 million headquarters in Zionsville, while Andretti Autosport is building a $200 million headquarters in Fishers, which is expected to employ 500. Graham Rahal says the business climate is conducive to investment.
First off, I think the state has made it attractive. I was talking to Dad. I remember, obviously going back to 2011 and 12 when they really incentivized teams, the purchase of cars and the chassis, to be based in Indianapolis. That was a big key for us. Obviously, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the amount of our month and year that we dedicate to that facility specifically, is tremendous. And if you're from out of town like we used to be, you got guys living at a hotel for a month, which isn't exactly what you want to do. And so I think quality of life wise for our people, it was a lot better to be here. And the last thing is that exactly is people. When you look at the industries that Indianapolis has to offer, the talent pool that it has to offer, the cottage industries, whether it be, carbon fiber shops, whether it be the actual Firestone Performance Tire, which is here with Steve and his team. HPD's got a facility. Everybody's here.
Nearly a year after Indiana launched its sports technology initiative, organizers say they've built relationships with leaders throughout the sector and hope to lure 4 related companies to the state by the end of the year. An arm of the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, Sports Tech HQ, opened in June of 2022 and has been increasing its visibility through events, programming, incentives, and site tours. Purdue University has signed what it calls a transformative agreement with the government of India as it continues to grow its footprint in the semiconductor industry. The agreement with the India Semiconductor Mission will focus on a collaboration targeting skilled workforce development and joint research and innovation in the field of semiconductors and microelectronics. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Indiana, it's time to get revved up. Inside Indiana Business is going racing. We'll be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the month of May and take you inside the business of motorsports, from gasoline alley to high-tech race shops to small-town dirt tracks. We'll explore what fuels a billion-dollar industry in the state. Join the entire Inside Indiana Business team from the world's greatest race course for Business at the Brickyard, brought to you by Purdue University. It's checkered flag coverage you won't want to miss. Sports betting in Indiana saw more than 25% drop in April compared to the previous month, with a total of more than $321 million in wagers. Gaming analysts from PlayIndiana.com report the decrease was expected, as April is typically a slower month, and Ohio opened sports betting earlier this year, and that has cut into Indiana's totals. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration is investigating the death of an employee at a Decatur manufacturing plant. Ohio-based Press Stress Services Industries confirmed to our partners at WPTA-TV that Brian Scott Conley died at a Fort Wayne hospital after what the company called a tragic event. For the first time since September, Indiana's revenue collections fell below the most recent estimates. The Indiana State Budget Agency said Friday that general fund revenues in April totaled more than $2.9 billion. That's about $3 million below the economic forecast released last month and 14% lower than the same month last year. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand.